Today we'll be talking about small business branding and small business surviving during COVID-19, an extension of a previous discussion that you may have seen on a Phoenix video. My name is Dr. Dave Aiken. I'm a lead faculty area chair and um, put this together along with Ahmed Omar, who's an associate dean of the College of Business and Information Technology. So, just to ask, what role does marketing, social media, and branding play to support small businesses? We'll talk about that as well as content following up around keeping small businesses relevant and through branding and other means during this time. We'll make some general recommendations that may align with different kinds of businesses and things that you may already be doing. And essentially, really, how do you stay relevant with your customers? So, some marketing and branding tips. Keep your open information up to date. When is your business open? Have that on your webpage, Google, and if possible, Yelp. I know Google has some updates, but when I've looked, they're not always accurate. I've also had some businesses change hours week to week, depending on when they're open, which is fine, but their web pages haven't reflected that. And I know personally, we've been in quarantine for about 7 weeks now, and the open and closing times that were in week 2 aren't the same as they are now in week 7. So in any case, keep that up to date and expand to include online and phone ordering and offer free shipping if that's relevant to your business. Make it easy for people to buy. And this is kind of a marketing term that you in sales term that you may have heard before. Just give a couple of examples with local restaurants. Local restaurant Win, they updated their website to make it easy to order takeout. Was able to do it extremely easily, and this is a um, restaurant that didn't it was a Japanese restaurant, but they historically have not had a good way to order ahead of time. Local restaurant fail, a local kind of fast food burger joint, but really good quality that's known where I live in town. My wife was really craving this, and so they finally answered the phone after 40 minutes of me trying, and I counted 106 calls that it took me to just call and try to get through. I think perhaps there was an issue with the person who was on the phone. But that said, if your only method is to get orders and your only survival is to get phone orders and not in-person orders, make it easy for people to call. There are phone bank services you can get. So again, make it easy. Get some more phone lines. Get people answering the phones at least during the critical busy dinner hour, and then allow for curbside pickup and explore delivery services too. That wasn't an option with with the failed organization. They'll survive. Their food's really good, but boy, I'm not going to be in a hurry to call them again. Keep top of mind with your customers. Email. Probably received lots of emails from some organizations, companies, retail especially, just reminding you, yes, we're here, please buy. Up to the point of being annoying, those are good reminders, and you don't know when you're going to be hitting something that your potential or past customers could have used. If people are updating their Facebook pages, another way to reach people. You can even post things on Twitter. And I've received some pretty effective local mail, if you believe it or not. That's been maybe some small postcards, if that's something that's worked for you before. People aren't really expecting to get that. We're getting less mail now, or recently, at least I am. So that might be effective. A special offer via postcard. Adjust your marketing mix and message to transition from long-term to short-term returns. Try to get people in as quickly as possible, and give them a good service or a good product, and and just get that revenue engine going again. Share coping and survival info with customers via blogs and videos, and kind of tell your story of what you're doing. People really respond to organizations that are trying to make it, that are showing that they're really trying hard to provide better service, better products during this difficult time. So people do respond to that, and then have influencers for your product or service spread the word. Again, over Twitter, maybe some other types of social media, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever makes sense. get the word out there that, hey, I had this really great hamburger last week and it was at this place, and people listen to that. I mean, folks are looking for good recommendations now, so that's something that's possible. And if you're happy, tell your people. If you're happy, have them spread the word. So word of mouth is really important right now. So try to do what you can to stay on top of, keep your brand top of mind with customers. Business continuity. As you probably have noticed, maybe you've already done, a lot of organizations are limiting their open days and hours to just their normal busy times, or what are busy times now. Reduce your inventories, maybe reduce your menu if you're a restaurant. Um, you know, Reduce your product, what you're offering, just to the more popular things. Don't offer as wide an inventory. One, keep your inventory costs low, which is a good idea, but also quick turns, things won't spoil, etc. Check and monitor your supply chain often, both domestic or international. If something is being shipped from overseas, you may not get it at the same amount of time as you used to, or you might not get it at all domestically. Food suppliers, etc. Things are changing, and they're changing on a daily and weekly basis. So keep plugged into your supply chain. Limit purchases to what the on-demand, high demand items are, and then calculate how long you can stay open. It may make sense to close for a while. We just had a restaurant in our town just opened. They've been closed for the last 7 weeks. So, and some are closing now that had been open, that they found out it was just too difficult. So, again, sell off the short-term inventory, keep the inventory that will last. Continue applying for the SBA loans. The second round came out this week, earlier this week on the 28th. Um, that's something that there are issues with that, but keep trying, and hopefully at some point you'll get that. If you can sell gift cards for future purchases, if that makes sense for your business, or some kind of future service, that's an option to try to keep some cash coming in. If you can make some donations, maybe some of that food will spoil that you're not selling. Make donations to food banks, maybe medical supplies. Some organizations are doing 3D printing of masks and so on. If that's something you can afford, you can also get a business deduction for it too. So if there is something you can donate, that's pretty good PR too, that it shows that yes, you're concerned about being in business, but you're still contributing to the community. So um, more business continuity, follow up with the financial support programs, the loan programs, et cetera. Reach out for all your lenders, and maybe ask for delay and forbearance, et cetera, on your loans. Defer your payments, and then maybe same thing with rent. And utilities are pretty open to doing that right now too. They understand that it's difficult, so see if you can delay that. Um, Reinvent yourself as an entrepreneur. Being an entrepreneur is already stressful enough. You're already working extra hours, more hours than normal. Potentially had to close your business down. Um, it's just going to be more stressful. And the thing is, you don't have a routine, and part of your routine may have been some kind of exercise or taking a walk or whatever to reduce the stress. So a lot of people are just working all day long. I know I tend to do that too. So be careful with that. Get enough sleep, create new routines that also can help generate some energy. Maybe, some kind of exercise that you can do now. Again, whatever you can do to reduce stress. This is a really stressful time, and we don't have the same mechanisms to reduce stress. A lot of people are drinking more. A lot of people are watching more TV. If that's not what you did before, if that doesn't work for you, you may consider doing again, exercise or some kind of other activity. Um, Again, take breaks. Don't get wrapped up in the news. There's some days when there is absolutely no good news. So, watch what you can, watch what you need to stay aware of with respect to your business, but don't dwell on it. Stay in touch with family, create that work routine, as we mentioned before. Have a off time for work when the computer gets shut off or whatever makes sense. You'll notice that in some ways time passes slower, and in other ways time passes more quickly. So, and you may have notice less contact with customers, with suppliers, et cetera. So, all of those things help us organize our lives, and they're different now. So you've got to just look for new triggers and to manage your life. If you can, keep your employees employed, keep paying them. Hopefully, those small business loans will help you do that. Get creative um, with your workers' shifts, medical coverage, et cetera. Keep the work environment safe for your employees and customers, all the necessary health requirements, and then connect with other local businesses. They may have similar ideas, and you can share ideas and resources. Crisis management, short term and the future. This is a major life disruption, this pandemic, and your business will be impacted. Even when you move forward, you'll still have to have social distancing. Reopening is going to be slow, and depending where you live, state, county, and city requirements could all be different. I know there's a lot of attempt at least organization at state levels to try to coordinate some of these how things are going to reopen. Just something you're going to have to pay attention to because it'll affect how you run your business. Go through your sales detail from the previous month, maybe the month before. Create an emergency operation plan. Again, adjust those hours, adjust your output of funds as much as you can. Try to preserve your cash as much as you can. Streamline your inventory. Check on your supply chain, but it's something you'd have to do frequently, maybe every few days. In summary, we're in a crisis. Do your best to try to stay ahead, be less reactionary. Um, Keep open communications with your customers, your employees, your creditors. Be proactive if you can before the crisis happens. Update your marketing plans to maximize your business, minimize your loss. Minimizing loss may mean closing down for a few days a week or for a few weeks. Update your business plans as the situation changes as you can open up as we open up as a society in different locations. Finally, with the right plan in place, you do have a chance to survive this. So, certainly, hopefully, we've given you some interesting ideas here and things you can pursue and things that we teach here at the University of Phoenix. Thank you.